Joshua and Norm, and Vaughn, and they can tell you a little bit what's going on back here.
Who wants to start? Go ahead.
Hello, sir. I'm Vaughn, and this here is the PV charging off-grid system for essential systems in the home, and also to supply power to pumps and other things. And we have the main PV feed of 1.6 kilowatts into this charge controller to a battery bank, which is inverted to 120 volts household current, and that supplies power to all your systems, lights, and in case there's a power outage, and it could probably run for about 10 to 12 hours at its 50% capacity.
Okay. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Norm Fraser. I'm a graduate of the Alternative Energy Program. I'm here to highlight some of the installation features in the basement of the house. To my left, we can see the expanded polystyrene foam. This is located in the walls as well as in the floor. We have 4 inches of it underneath the concrete in the floor. And in the walls, we have it surrounding a insulated concrete form. The form is sandwiched with 2 pieces of expanded polystyrene, and the concrete is poured in the middle. It has an R rating of 24, but it does perform at an R rating of 40, according to the manufacturer. On the north wall, we have the same technology with the insulated concrete form, but it is covered with studs and fiberglass bat for additional insulation on the north wall. I'd also like to highlight the ductwork. All of the ductwork coming out of the water furnace is completely encased in insulation and covered with a canvas cover to protect the insulation. This is ideal in the summertime when the cool air in the vents the water vapor could condense, but with the insulation it won't do that, so we don't get the heat gain in the air conditioning system.
Hi, my name is Josh McQueen. I'm a third-year alternative energy student here at Lambton College, and I'll be talking about the geothermal heating and cooling system. Instead of having a gas or an electric furnace, what we have is a geothermal heating system which draws air in from outside, and it'll mix some of it with the return air. You'll get about 40% fresh air, and it will mix with the return air of 60%, and it'll go into this system here. Now, the system uses a series of piping that's drilled deep into the ground about 100 feet, and there's 4 loops about 100 meters down that draw the energy from the earth and bring it back into here. And in the winter, what will happen is the high temperature liquid will heat up the air and then disperse it throughout the entire house. However, also, with the return air, you lose about 40% of it to the outside, but this unit is called the heat recovery ventilator, and it will take the waste heat that's going through the exhaust air and transfer it to the incoming air, which will lower the heating load over the entire system. The benefits of having the system is it's far more environmentally sound, and this unit is far more effective than normal heating units, because for every watt and watt of power you get in, you'll get either 5 watts of heating or 4 watts of cooling out of it, whereas normal electrical heaters only give you about 1.
Thanks, Joshua. If you come this way, you can learn a little bit more about the solar water heating system.
This is Feroz Ahmed, and I'm basically the faculty. I'm teaching alternative energy program. So I have the student here, Thomas, so he can explain to you what this is about solar panels.
Hi, welcome. My name is Thomas, and working on the solar hot water heating system here. Basically, we look at the solar heating system in 3 parts. There are 3 main parts. The first one we look is the solar collectors. We have 3 of them on the roof. This schematic represents the actual system we have in this building. Then we have the tank, which is here. And the third part, or it's actually a group of parts, we call the liquid handling unit. That's the pipes you see here, all these safety devices, and the pump. The brain of the system is here, which is the solar controller. What this is that it's has a sensor at the top of the solar collector and a sensor in the tank. So what happens is in the evening when it's cold, the system is not running because the collector, the water, the fluid in the collector is colder than the water in the tank. So when the sun comes up and there's a 5-degree difference between the water in the tank and the collector, the pump comes on. So there's a pump in here and it runs on glycol. There's a glycol closed loop in here. So the glycol is pumped from, the cold glycol is pumped from the bottom and through there to the bottom of the solar collector. And when the sun hits it, it moves up to the top and then comes right back down through this pipe here. Inside this tank, there is a heat exchanger, which is a copper coil in which the glycol actually moves around. And that's when the transfer happens of heat from the glycol to the water. There are several safety devices we have on the system. There's one on top of the solar collector, and there's one on top of the of this tank here. There's also another one here, a pressure valve, just in case there's too much pressure in the system. It will release the pressure into there. But first, it goes through the expansion valves. So if the expansion valves are full of pressure, then that's when the pressure valve gets released. Another system we have is that one over there, which is the thermostatic mixing valve. What this is doing is that it's taking water from the city, which comes in from the city here, and through this pipe here, comes up and goes all the way around to the mixing valve here. So this is actually the city water, and this water here is coming from the tank. And the mixing valve ensures that the water going into the building is at a minimum of 51.6 degrees centigrade. So there's no overheating of the. Now, this particular system has a backup. In case it's a wintry day and it's cloudy the whole day, so there's a backup electrical system. So there's actually a heating element in there. Yeah. So that completes the whole solar heating cycle.